It's a big day today for book lovers, computer users, and other searchers for information and truth. The Public Library of Cincinnati and Hamilton County broke ground on 3 branches. New ones in Reading and St. Bernard, and a renovation in Clifton, where local 12 News reporter Jeff Hirsh joins us live at a piece of Cincinnati history. Jeff.
Well, good evening. And, because this story is about a library, I've got to ask everybody, shh, now pay attention. The building behind me was once where a man lived who ran Cincinnati. It is symbolically appropriate that dirt was shoveled for this groundbreaking because the man who once owned the house, George Boss Cox, was not exactly squeaky clean. For a man who owned a bar, Cox became pretty well-to-do, able to afford a ritzy house called Parkview.
It was built in 1895 and was designed by noted architect Samuel Hannaford, who also designed Cincinnati City Hall and Music Hall.
Boss Cox ran Cincinnati politics in the late 1800s and early 1900s with patronage and bribes. Now the former political palace will become the Clifton Branch Library, replacing a tiny storefront library with a much bigger and more technologically advanced facility. In an age where you can get almost anything online sitting on your butt at home or on your phone, how do you make libraries relevant now?
I hear that question a lot, and all I can tell you is our use last year was the highest it's ever been, with nearly 17.8 million items borrowed, and we don't see any slowdown of that. We had about 2 million reference questions, so people really need librarians' help to sort out all that stuff they get online to the really good, reliable information.
The Clifton community has wanted a new library for years.
We're definitely library people, and having the extra space, the extra selection, meeting rooms, and the potential to have events and speakers and stuff is terrific for us.
After Cox died, the house became a women's dorm and then a fraternity house for some 60 years. It was ultimately purchased and donated to the library system in 2010 by a former frat member, businessman Michael Dever. Did Boss Cox ever read a book in his life?
I have no idea, but I've heard jokes about the fraternity saying that this will be the first time a book's ever been read in the building.
The new library will open in summer 2015. Presumably a lot of books will be opened inside as well. The Boss Cox house is on the National Register of Historic Places. The 3 branches, the 2 new ones plus the renovation here, will go for about $12 million. And the library system has, because of savings over previous years and grants and their existing budget, they will not have to go 1 penny into debt in order to do all this work here in those other 2 buildings, which I think Boss Cox would probably hate. Live in Clifton, Jeff Hirsh, Local 12 News.
I bet that a lot of people are going online and looking up at other library branches. Boss Cox, really interesting guy.
Yeah, I actually, believe it or not, I remember reading about him in graduate school, never realizing, here I'd stand right in front of his house.
Yeah, and you may get to visit there soon. Thanks.
Absolutely.
And the other new branches in Reading and St. Bernard should open in mid-2015 as well.